To do really, really cool things.
More and more people of all ages want to become online famous, also known as influencers.
So I have to laugh. I'm sorry. This is so ridiculous. I can't stand here. I can't sit here and hear this.
If you're gonna be in this house, we want like hard workers, people that are actually like caring about their content.
What all do you want from me?
We've seen it happen too often on social media where influencers, or those who aspire to be one, go to extremes just to stay popular or to be in the algorithm's favor. And it's quite disturbing how common it is for underage children to be exploited by parents and social media platforms, all for some cash reward. One of the trendiest cultures on social media nowadays is flexing, which is basically showing off your wealth even if you don't actually have it.
A lawsuit was filed by his landlord, but he was sued by DPN Cars Corp for missing a $6,620 monthly payment on the luxury vehicle.
It's not uncommon for a lot of these influencers to buy a product for an Instagram shot and return it after because they can't actually afford it. These younger children who are easily influenced and vulnerable are becoming more materialistic and aspire to be like their role models.
Oh my god! All y'all pro haters, y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay.
Really expensive. Like, my first reaction was, I want that.
Why do you like Gucci so much though?
Because it's fancy!
As the response to loud noises.
Although becoming internet famous has never been easier, there are its cons, which includes hypercritics and a toxic trend of cancel culture.
Jimmy Fallon is over party.
I did blackface as Nicki Minaj in 2011.
There are no excuses for it.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry. I'm sorry.
We are very sorry.
I am sorry for that.
I'm so sorry. I will be sorry for until the day I die.
So sorry. There's no excuse.
Cancel culture, simply put, is slamming a person commonly famous for some questionable actions or allegations. A lot of these people behind screens are hypercritical and expecting everyone to be perfect at all times and never make mistakes. Some users go as far as to doxing these public figures and sending death threats to their family and friends. The most toxic thing about jumping on the hate train to cancel someone is that most of these users don't even fact check or wait to hear the other side of the story. Tweets, Instagram, Facebook, blue-ticked accounts, especially ones with disabled comments, are not credible sources of information. Following the trend and mainstream narratives has led to less social media users forming their own opinions and completely blocking out opposing opinions or factors that don't fit into their narrative. It's so important to listen to other opinions to hear where they're coming from and cross-referencing multiple sources to find the truth instead of relying on some clickbait headline intended to spark outrage. Nowadays, it's quite common to glorify and romanticize conditions and issues like mental health and eating disorders. It's gotten to the point where certain people, especially the younger ones on social media, feel pressured to have a condition or an issue in order to feel included.
Depression, I got it. Anxiety, I got it. Heartbreak, I got it. Therapy, I got it.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Come on. Now, that's insane.
Yes, it is.
Because he basically summarized all the craziness. Now, I like, it's funny, because you notice he got up, what did he check? He checked his phone. He went down and got something to eat. What did he check? Checked his phone. Getting ready.
I hate to say it, but I saw it all coming.
You saw it coming.
I saw it coming. I was on the train in Chicago one day going to work, and train relatively full, and I looked around, and it had to be 50, 60 people on the train. Every person had their head down either into a phone, iPad, some type of device, every single person. Now, I come from a time when you would get on a train, you would sit next to a stranger, introduce yourself, you would read a newspaper or a book. But I saw these people here, everyone was in their device. No getting to know anyone, no nothing, no type of communication. And what's going on with these young people today, they're looking at a fantasy. They're believing a fantasy, someone else's fantasy that's being portrayed online. As the news feed showed, is that what you're looking at is not even real. The people behind this, the influencers, these people are fantasizing on what they could be. And then our children, our adults, are looking at something that they think is real and aspiring to be that. And it's having a dangerous effect on our lives.
Man, it's scary. It's scary. I'm part of that culture. I actually wake up in the middle of the night.
Go ahead and tell on yourself. Go ahead, because I don't do that.
I wake up in the middle of the night, and yes, I do. I go and check to see what's going on. I don't check the news.
Right.
I don't turn TV. What do I check? Facebook.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
I don't do that.
Sad.
I don't wake up with that. I don't do that.
Once I put my phone on the charger. No. Once I put my phone on the charger, I don't look at my phone anymore. I do not try to do it. Do not try to do it. But don't let a sports event going on.
I know.
I sure would. Don't let a sports, because you want to turn on TV. You got to figure it out, push some buttons. Hey, they got it there. But you know what? This is, and actually I spoke to a couple of people. It's not real until it's on Facebook,
which is not real there. There's been several occasions. I mean, Zuckerberg,
not real.
He's been on Capitol Hill.
On Facebook.
He's going through this thing. They're really challenging him about what's in Facebook, what's on Facebook. And the truth of the matter is, it's the things that we see on Facebook is being created for us individually, so we can be marketed to. So if you like cars, there you're going to see a lot of feeds with cars, and along with those feeds, the advertisers are going to come with those feeds. You're going to be pushed in a certain direction. Don't go on there and look for a car, or don't like a car, because have you ever noticed, if you like something, even if you go to, here's an example. Say you go to Amazon and you like something, or go someplace and you looking for something in particular. Have you ever noticed when you go to Yahoo, those images will pop up? I wasn't even on Yahoo. I was on someplace else, and now what's going on with these images here? I was just looking at that. And then you go to Facebook, all these different things. It's because, and I heard something a while ago. It said if you're not buying something, you're being sold. And what they're saying is that you as a person, as a commodity, in TikTok and Twitter and all these different things, you're being sold. Your information is being sold. That is one of the biggest commodities there is. Think about that. Have you ever thought about, look at Facebook. Facebook doesn't charge you anything, right? To be on Facebook. Facebook is free. Where there are hundreds of millions of people on Facebook, where if it's free, how is Mark Zuckerberg one of the richest men in the world? How is the company still going if it's free? How do they make their money? Think about that.
But again, so I get it. But I actually spoke to a brand specialist, and they're basically telling people this is how you put out your information. That you put out your information, like your PR is now Twitter. Twitter is now the official PR channel, right? And then Facebook is the backup to Twitter. And then if you just want to grow, if you just want people to, if you want to stay in the know, you hit them up on Instagram.
Right.
And then if you want the young people, you go to TikTok. Now I still don't get TikTok. I still don't get it. I tried it. I don't know what's ticking or talking.
Listen, I saw something tonight. I had to get my daughter's phone because I regularly go into their phones, go into my kids' phones, and I go around in those phones and I look at all types of stuff. I want to see what they saying. And I'm hoping a notification comes across that screen while I'm on that phone because I'm clicking right on. Click, who is this? Listen, I'm TikToking. They got so many different things out there. But here's the thing. You and I, we're used to being marketed to. I mean, this is the culture. We have businesses. We market our products. We market our shows. So okay, that's fine. But what is it doing to the young minds seeing things that are not true? Now think about this. Kids born in the 90s, this is all they know. This is this right here, TikTok is their CNN. You understand?
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. They see these videos, like you said, they see these videos of these people who pretending they got money, don't have money, and now they got your kid out here charging up stuff.
Yeah.
Because they want to look like the person that's on this. That's
buying
on TV.
$300 pair of jeans because they done saw Kim Kardashian or somebody else with them on. Buying $300 and $400 sneakers because they saw their favorite athlete with them on, and I see it all the time, and it's sad. As a parent, it's really difficult because you're competing with something that's not true. You're competing with a fantasy, and so what do you do about that? What do you do? And you see, I like the part of the video when they was talking about how TikTok and all these other social media programs it releases that dopamine.
Dopamine, yep.
Well, that's a drug. That means social media is they're equating that to a drug. So this is the same thing as marijuana. It could be something. Opioid, it's all these. It's a drug. It does the same thing. Well, if it does the same thing, why isn't it treated the same?
No.
Is it the money?
Is the money?
Is it the money? Show me the money.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Yeah.
And see, and part of it is that Facebook, they making money. But you have these creators now making money. They making bank. I saw I think I sent it to you. Young lady eating crabs. Eating crab legs. 2 million views.
Yeah.
And she just eating crab legs.
Yeah.
And it hit me. I'm like, have we got to that point where now that is entertainment?
Yeah. Actually, that particular one, my 13-year-old watches that, and when I heard that, listen, I think my kids they probably feel like they live in a prison because we have a plan now. Because again, I saw this coming. I work in technology. I saw this coming, and so Monday through Friday, they have no technology. They don't get to use phones, computers. They can't even watch TV. From Monday to Thursday, they're locked down. And you say, well, what
torturing the kids?
What do they do? Well, I hate to tell you, but there's a whole lot of stuff to do. There's a whole lot to do. Use your imagination. Have fun playing. I got 3 kids. Listen, run, jump, go outside, ride a bike. There's a whole world of stuff to do. And they found that out. And it kind of freed them up. Now on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can get, once you get home from school on Friday, you can use your phone until bedtime, which is at 9. And actually on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, each day you have 5 hours. 5 hours of technology. So you can use that any way you want. You can play the Xbox, you can watch TV, you can be on the phone. You have 5 hours. Now that is not connected to when we have like
Netflix night,
movie night.
Okay,
movie night stuff like that. So we don't count that, because it's a family thing. But other than that, I had to put some limits on it, because just like the gentleman you saw, he waking up. It's like the phone is glued to his hand. He can't stop watching. He can't stop watching. And so, what do we do? What do we do?
You know what? And it's crazy because we remember when the iPhone came out. They somebody that's gonna change your life. And I think the thing is, by giving you the capability to run your life on this portable device, just kick open the floodgates.
It did.
It just opened it wide up. Then they start putting games. Then you get to watch TV. Now you're doing it. Now you can communicate with people. Remember FaceTime came out? People lost their brain cells
my goodness.
when FaceTime came out. When they did that. Now between TikTok, you know what? Facebook, Netflix are actually producing their own TV shows now.
Yeah.
Their own TV syndicated shows on their platforms.
It speaks to the amount of money that's involved in this. And when there's large amounts of money, that there's usually a lot of corruption. There's a lot of greed. There's a lot of do whatever it takes, right?
So what happens if you took away monetization from the creator? Because remember, that's what really these platforms are being used.
Right.
If you took away monetization for the creator, do you think people will still be apt to use social media?
I do. I think.
Because remember, you're taking away the likes. You're taking away content.
Right.
Because that's really what's fueling it. It's the content. People are like content crazy now. Hey, look at us.
Right. YouTube is experimenting with that. The likes. They're changing the way that is, because they were saying, I heard something about it the other day. They were saying that they're going to take away the likes, dislikes type of thing, because it just because you see people that don't like it, it may discourage you. You may like it if you saw it, but seeing dislikes may discourage you from watching it. That's their idea. So they're working on removing that and just let people go into it with an open mind. I think we're in a new age here where technology is full, there's full steam ahead, and we need to put some brakes on it, because obviously the government is not going to do anything about it. I mean, lobbyists are everywhere, and they're making sure that they can have a few, they can have Zuckerberg and all those other guys up there, but they're not really doing anything about it. First Amendment, freedom of speech, the people can say whatever they want to say. They basically do what they want to do. But I think it's still gonna come down to parents being able to manage your own home and your kids, and then it comes down to discipline for your own self.
Man, so how about school? So schools pumping in tons of technology. They giving kids iPads.
Yeah.
Jackson, 5 years old, iPads in school.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, it's like, where do you stop? But I think you're right. It does come kind of parenting. We got to be able to control how much viewing time, you know, and access do they actually have to the phone, and all this content. Because I'm gonna tell you, you don't know what they're watching.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
You don't really know, and you know, this actually goes back to a show we did a couple of weeks ago, and that is about how our parents used to raise us. Remember, we used to watch cartoons. Your parents wouldn't let you just watch cartoons all day. You know, you can watch cartoons. Listen, I could get up Saturday morning. I watch them cartoons till 12 o'clock. Boy, you better get on out of here. You got some stuff to do. You have some chores. You got some stuff you got to do. You know, cartoon watching, that's over with. So we had a limit on what we can watch.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm trying to look at it from both angles. I'm trying to look at both angles. Okay. They gotta do some homework. Do you let them use Google? Do you let them go to Google, YouTube?
You have to. You know, in the So here we go again. When you make that connection, the way that we grew up, we had encyclopedia.
That's right, Britannica. We had at Britannica. Sales guy came by every year.
That's what I'm saying.
$200.
Now we have a device that gives us the encyclopedia to the whole world real time, and so this is a situation where it's a tool. And so your kids, in today's age, they need as many tools in their toolbox to allow them to be successful. This is a tool. But as you know, you can take a screwdriver that's used to put stuff together and stab somebody in the forehead and kill them. So you can take a tool and misuse it, right? You can misuse the tool. And that's what's going on. It's being misused. So it's not the tool. And if you ask the people at the leadership at Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, that's what they're saying. They're providing a service, but they're not babysitters. They're not housekeepers. They're not that. They're providing a service, but it's up to us to figure out how to use it and how to manage it.
Wow. Man, I tell you, this thing is out of control. It's out of control. Okay, so like my wife, I'm getting in trouble. She loves her some Facebook, boy. She be on it. Now she does use that tool for Googling. But man, she be Googling all night. I'm like, really?
Yes.
I need to go to sleep.
Yes.
Yes. I'm like, what you looking up?
Right.
It's the middle of the night. I'm like, stop Googling. Go to sleep.
You need to have an intervention. You know, take her phone, lock her in a room for a couple of days. You know, feed her. Listen, suffering from withdrawal. You know, listen. This is a real. You know, we laugh at it because in a way it's kind of ridiculous, but it is so real. It's so true.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like I said, I'm addicted to my phone. I can't even leave the house without it.
Oh man, I leave. Please, I went to work. I went to work the other day, forgot my phone, and I remembered halfway to the job. I thought about turning around. I was like, no.
No, I had to turn around. Now, sometimes if I have my watch on, I can get by.
Yeah.
I can get by. I can get by. But man, I mean, a lot of things that I do is through the phone now.
I get
it's through the phone, and I'm just like, you know, it's actually sometimes I purposely do manual. I purposely do it manually, not to use the phone.
Yeah, but
just on purpose.
You know, this brings up a whole nother part that here we go again. We saw it coming.
Yeah, we did. We
saw it coming. How about people in their cars tweeting, answering emails, sending texts while they're driving? Now, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Unless you are a doctor and you going through emergency surgery and you need to guide somebody through, a lawyer, this is you got a case in front of the Supreme Court that you have to deal with, and we all do it. Well, listen, I'm guilty, but there's no real reason why you have to answer that right now. You know, you and I remember when we didn't have phones, and mobile phones. We didn't have that. Man. They didn't have cell phones.
Man, we had. I remember. I went through all phases of the beeper. I had the beeper where it just beeped, and I knew I had to call somebody. I had the beeper where the number showed up. I had to call. I had the beeper where you put a number in, you call somebody, and they took the message. You remember?
Yeah.
You remember that? We were like, ooh, you thought you really was something.
I tell you what. I had a beeper, and back then you would know where all the payphones were at, so you could go to a payphone if you really need to call somebody. You can hit that payphone because you don't want to go home.
Yep.
But over here they got at the bus at the bus stop. At the Greyhound they got the payphones. I can go to Greyhound. I can go depending on that. You go to a payphone out on the street. A lot of those was broke.
Wow.
But here it just goes to show how things have really changed, and our priorities are just messed up. Because the things that we look at, are that we think are important aren't really that important. It's just not really that important. I mean, if you think about it, do you really need to? And I'm going back to this car and phone again. Usually, out of 1,000 calls, you may have one or two emergencies. But other than that, do you really need to, answer a call in the car? Not really.
Not really.
But it's convenient, and especially if you have a busy life, you try to maximize every moment because time is.
See, that's a whole nother one right there. That whole thing about time, man. That whole thing about time. But do you think? So do you think that social media is affecting the way we communicate with one another?
Oh yeah.
Like how we view one another. And in fact, I'm gonna tell you. So I had a meeting with someone, right? I was doing their book, first time meeting them. First time.
Yeah.
And they said they went to my social media to get a feel of who I was prior to the meeting.
Yes.
And I said, we have evolved now where your digital footprint is who you are.
Yes.
On social media.
You have become your brand. Yes. You are your brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
That people will look you up. They might hear your name. And the first place they go is what? Facebook. Yep. Then they see if you on what? LinkedIn. And then if you got a LinkedIn account, let's go check Twitter. Because people just want to see who you are.
Yes.
And
yes.
then they base an assumption
right
on the content that is out there. They never spoke to you before.
Right.
Never spoke to you before. And I tell young people all the time, be careful what you post.
Oh my goodness! You know, people have lost jobs they
Yes.
never knew they had because of their Facebook page. I mean, they have no clue about what's really going on. Especially when you're young. When you're young and you're not established in your career, and you know you're going through that, you don't do the crazy stuff. Don't do the crazy. Some people can get away with that, but don't do the crazy stuff.
I'm
But
telling you, it comes back. It comes back. You've seen it. People running for office. Well, he
yes,
said this 20 years ago, and someone happened to post it on Facebook.
yes,
Or Twitter or something like that.
yes, yes. And that's really sad. That is really sad. I mean, you know, I can tell you one big way that social media has changed, and that is there was a time when we used to call a person, but now we'll send a person a text,
or DM. Oh, why don't you DM me, man? Hit me in
That's
my
another
inbox.
thing. You don't even spell out. You abbreviate. You don't even have time to talk. You don't have time to even make full sentences. You can't even make a full word. LOL. What?
Yep.
Listen.
Hit me in my DMs. Now, first of all, I had no idea what they were talking about, so I had to go look that up, and that's sad. And we do this for a living, so I'm like, hit me on the DMs. Oh, they're in their DMs. Or there's trolling. Well, what's a trolling? So this is when someone stalks one of your accounts.
I looked at my kid's phone, and it was all like that. There was no words. It was all acronyms and abbreviations, and it was all of that. So not only are your kids losing the ability to have people skills, unable to communicate in real life, real world type of events and situations. Now they can't even spell. You don't even have to spell. and then to really put the icing on the cake, you see what Zuckerberg doing with the new Facebook. He's going all virtual reality. So now you can live in Facebook. You don't even have to worry about the phone. You just keep the headset on 24 hours a day. That's what we're coming to. We're gonna stay in the house, but everything is gonna be in virtual world. Everything your job is gonna be in virtual. They're gonna build these companies where you can go to work because of COVID and all these other things. You're gonna be able to go to work virtually in your headset. Watch. This is the game plan for the future. It's to build these companies in a virtual environment so you don't have to leave your house, but virtually you can go to work every day.
There you go. See,
you heard it here first. The future laid out. Laid out. Now what's happening? That's it.
Man, I'm telling you, they are pushing it and pushing it and pushing it to the point where, again, you don't know what's real, what's not.
That's right.
You don't know what's real, what's not.
Don't know. You know. Hey, fake news.
There you go. Fake news, and then you got the new. You remember? I think you showed it to me, but actually now, I was talking to someone there. You can actually, it's an app. Actually, it's an app. You can pay for it. It's $99 a month. they will create a virtual avatar that looks like a real person.
Yeah.
Talks like a real person.
Yes.
And you just put in the words, boom.
Yes.
And it's AI, is a virtual avatar, but looks like a real live human being.
They've done all the stars, all Tom Cruise, Tyler Perry. They've done all these stars, and it's not even them. That's why when you see them out there on Facebook and they selling this or that and telling you to send your money, this is not even them. This is a creation that somebody has done. It's and this is just the beginning.
It blew my mind.
This is just the beginning. Yeah.
There was actually looking at one. They're talking about making movies now that way.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
these actors who've passed away, or some of these actors who don't want to do their own stunts or do anything physical, they're going to create a virtual person.
Yes.
Boom. There you go. Slice them in.
They're working on it. It's the technology. Each year they get closer and closer because the computers, which have to develop that, have to recreate that. They're still not fast enough, but they're getting there. They're getting. Actually, Apple made a big leap forward in those new M1 chips, and this thing here is going to make a lot of this stuff possible.
Wow, man! Wow. So, what words of wisdom do you got for everybody?
Well, it's
social media. I mean, we looking at it from an age perspective. We got kids using it. I mean, give me something that you would tell somebody. Okay, let's look at it from a parenting perspective.
Yeah.
Monitor your kids' access.
That's it. That's it. But I'm gonna go one step.
Okay.
One step further. One word for kids, adults, seniors, whoever it is. One word. Moderation. Moderation.
Wow.
That's the word.
That's the word.
If you can go 24 hours without your phone, you have a problem. Hey, listen, if you can't go 24 hours without your phone, you have a problem. And so we need to look at this and see it for what it is. We need to have a national phone holiday. Yes, a national phone holiday where people have to turn their phone. They cut the phones off. They cut all the antennas off, so you can't make a phone call. And unfortunately, it'll be riding in the streets. It'll be the whole earth would just blow up right then and there. It'd be riding. They'd be turning over cars. People wouldn't know what to do.
I'm just thinking how, you know what, and it's funny because you watch these post-apocalyptic movies where they ain't got no phone, no email, no nothing, and they breaking down. They about to lose their.
No phone. Listen, I'm telling you, you find out that if you cut the phones off, you'll find out that these people are really dead, and the only thing that keeps them alive is those electrical waves that's going through your brain and just keeping you alive with that phone. And without that, it's crazy. It's crazy. But moderation is the key.
Moderation.
You got to be able to take a vacation from it. I mean, you got voicemail, you got email. You're not gonna miss anything. You can always call a person back. You know what I mean? It's it's one of those things where you don't have to have it. And I mean, look, the majority of us will go to a movie.
That is true.
And we won't fool with our phone for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, of course, every now and then there's somebody, go on their phone at the movie. But the majority of us, we go to the movie, hour, couple hours. We're not on our phone.
Yeah, that is true.
We're not on our phone. Man. So we can do it. We can do it. But you have to want to. What's the first step of coming back off of substance abuse? The first step is admit that you have a problem. That's the one.
Well, I got a problem.
You have a problem.
I know I have.
All right.
A technology.
Now you're on your way to recovery. Yes, once you admit it, you're on your way to recovery.
I don't need no more devices.
You got phone, you got watch, you got Alexa, you got Hey Google, you got all these different things, and it's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Man. Well, hey, man, this was a great show. You know what, man? I want to hear some of that jazz again before we take us out.
Hit that jazz,
Let me hit it just a little bit.
We can do that the whole show. We can drop in some Miles Davis with some Coltrane. Oh, man.
All right, guys.
They don't know nothing about that.
Hey, guys, you're watching Now What's Happening. Hey, again, look at us. We on YouTube, Facebook. Hit that subscribe button. Again, hey, take us out. Take us out with what?
Now what's happening? Come on, y'all.